What's up, everyone? Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving and good weekend. It's crazy. It is December already, and year's almost over. Um, Quick update on me. Doing good. Another week in the books. I got some test results back. So I had blood work run when I met my new oncologist, and then I also had a blood test out. Forget the name of it, but it's a blood test made specifically for my tumor. I want to say Signatera, something like that. But basically, they look at the tumor and they have a specific blood test where they can see if any of that primary tumor is in my blood, which potentially could catch it if it is spread. It's not a guarantee of anything, but it's a good indicator of whether or not it's completely gone or if it's coming back or whatever. So it's not 100% perfect because you could get a negative result and then have cancer come back. But it is a good indicator. So anyway, I got that one back and zero tumor found anywhere in my blood. So that's a great sign that it is completely gone, right? I still need to do a CT. I need to call probably Monday to see if I can get the schedule one since they haven't called me, and it's probably just because it's the week of Thanksgiving. But for all the scans I'm aware of, I'm clean, which is great news. And I'll do that blood test, I want to say every quarter for a while, at least a year, probably 2 years, just to make sure it's clean. And then potentially that can be an indicator that, hey, cancer's coming back or something like that. It is possible to have that indicator there and they don't necessarily do anything. Like, it's just a way to keep tabs on stuff. Anyway, good news. And because of that, and just in general, it was Thanksgiving, I broke my diet a little bit. Like, I had turkey, and I was a little more generous with the sugar than normal. Technically vegan, you can eat sugar, but I haven't been eating anything really that wasn't natural sugar, but there was some like organic sugarcane stuff in some of the dishes, and I had a little bit of them. But everything we had was organic, so it was good from that perspective at least, and I didn't eat a ton of stuff that wasn't just vegetables. Everything tasted really good. I feel like the organic part of it made it taste better. It could be that I also haven't eaten much besides vegetables in the past like month or two. But everyone else will say it was really good too. So, kudos to Samantha for cooking. It was delicious. But yeah, so that was all good. Wonderful Thanksgiving. And other than that, I had my blood work run and I checked that. And the blood work, by and large, was perfect. Like, everything looked great across the board. And in the past, I've had blood work that didn't look good. I know I had an indicator that I had fatty liver disease. I forget what that was, but in this case, it was within range. I did have two things that were not where they should be. They were on the low side. So one was my BUN. And then the other was my iron. It wasn't like way off, but it was a little bit off on the low side. It wasn't high. And typically when it's an actual concern, it's combined with a couple other things being off, and nothing else was. It was just those specific things. And those things are primarily driven by protein intake, which isn't surprising because I haven't been eating a lot of protein. So BUN is mostly driven by protein intake. It could be a couple other things, but that's a common one. And since I haven't been eating nearly the amount of protein I've eaten in the past, I mean, on a good day, I might be getting 30 grams or something like that. And on a bad day, it might even be less. And then iron, a lot of times you get that from, red meat in particular is great for that, but even just meat in general. So those two were a little low. Wasn't particularly surprised by that. I was actually kind of looking for that in the blood test just to see how far off they were. And then because of that, I went and did went and got a protein supplement, and Costco actually sells. It's called Orgain. You might see it if you go to Costco, but it's a vegan protein shake. And normally protein powders are, soy or whey. Soy is not a great option, and then whey obviously isn't vegan. So this one was all vegan. It was all organic. So basically everything I was looking for. And so I've been doing, a protein shake every day, and I'm hoping that will solve any protein issues. I also got an iron supplement that I'm just taking a little bit of. I don't want to overdo it because I don't think I'm going to be that far off. But I've been also focusing on eating more vegetables with iron, like a lot of spinach and things like that. So I imagine I will counter all those by the time I get my blood work run next. An interesting thing about the protein powder, though, as I was looking at it, first I was just like, oh, it's vegan, it's organic. Yeah, it's kind of in what I'm looking for. Then I look a little deeper. It turns out the person who came up with it was a cancer survivor, and basically he built this protein shake or a shake to get him through his cancer that he had. And he had a sarcoma, which are really rough because they're much more aggressive cancers. And he was doing nutrition that was just recommended, and he was basically dying. And they told him, hey, you're gonna, if the cancer doesn't get you, you might die from nutrition. And so then he realized he was looking into nutrition and read up about like, don't eat these things, and looked at what was in the protein, the shakes he was eating. It was all that stuff. And so after that, he went and developed his own nutritional shake. And that's what he started doing, and he beat his cancer. He was 17, so the younger cancers are a lot of times more aggressive, and you're a lot less likely to make it. And then sarcomas are obviously really bad. Luke had a sarcoma. But anyway, he beat it, and it's interesting because I was looking at the ingredients, and it is full of all the stuff I'm already eating and like already aware of. So it's a pretty cool protein supplement. But for those of you who maybe are just looking to dabble in eating organic superfoods on a regular basis, you might go look it up. It's if you go to Costco, I think, at least Costco's here have it, but it's likely around the nation. It's called Orgain. If you're already doing protein shakes or something, maybe swap to that. It's more expensive and doesn't have as much protein as whey, but it's very high quality ingredients. So anyway, something to throw out there if you're interested. And yeah, well, you guys have a wonderful week, and we'll talk next week. Bye.